Get more on this now with Marium Kamal. She's an assistant professor at the Centre for South Asian Studies at the University of the Punjab in Lahore. Thanks for being with us, Mariam. Now, Ramadan changes spending habits around the world, and with spending still high in Pakistan this year, how much pressure does this put on low-income households?
Thank you very much. Basically, the rise in prices is something very normal. It happens in every Ramadan. But due to the inflation basically is increasing day by day. Around for the average average Pakistani person purchasing power has been dropped to around 40%, and the poverty line, around 30% people are under the poverty line. So it is basically burdening for the people, and the spike is basically the inflation in the food item. It is a short term inflation or spike basically, which is basically increased around 5.19% on the yearly basis. And if we look at the SPI on weekly basis, it increased around 1.16. So it is basically, if we look at the challenges or the reasons behind the current spike during the Ramadan, is one of them is basically the hoarding items, especially the food, which is basically by different groups they hoard it. And the second aspect, that is the regulatory authorities has been failed in maintaining the prices which is announced by the government. The third point is basically we don't have any trade relations with India, where from we can get easily the perishable items. And with Afghanistan as well, the borders are closed, which used to provide perishable items for the market. That's also closed. So we are not basically getting from both side of the borders any kind of help in this regard, because the borders are closed. And the last thing, that the increase in the population, which is a huge issue, is facing. The more people are basically, the population is increasing without any limit. That means more agriculture, and the previous floods and the climatic changes has been affected the agriculture side, due to which all this population cannot be catered, and that's the major reasons behind the this inflation spike. Otherwise, the inflation was not that much in the previous month, but now due to Ramadan and the demand exceeding the demand, so, and because of the iftar and the food items, if we look at the items which are basically more in demand, or the prices has been increased, like the food and the vegetables and fruit prices has been increased. Secondly, the protein items has been increased. And lastly, the energy, or you can say the oil and electricity bills, which is basically burdening the normal or the middle class household. So these are the basic reasons, or you can say the issues or challenges which has been faced, or faced by the people of Pakistan right now during the month of Ramadan.
Right, so is the government's cash handouts actually easing the cost of living pressure for ordinary Pakistanis?
They have provided around from between 5,000 to 13,000 per family, which is very less, minimal amount, cannot support the kitchen at this current inflation in Pakistan. Basically, these are more a kind of cosmetic type for or initiatives. Pakistan needs structural changes, reforms regarding the economy, though we have improved it at the macro level, but the micro level still basically facing challenges. If we look at what kind of structural changes or issues change basically faced by Pakistan on the macro level, that we can see as we have massive debt, we have political instability, we have chronic climatic changes issues and energy shortage, we have low productivity and severe brain drain in Pakistan, and lastly, population increase, unlimited increase in population. So all these are problems which faced by Pakistan, or needs kind of structural changes at the macro level in order to relieve the people who are below the poverty line, which is around 30%, as I have mentioned earlier.
Professor Marium Kamal from the University of the Punjab. Great to have your thoughts. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.